Well, in another couple of weeks, Tanya and I are off on another trip. And what I want to talk to you about today is ways that you can stretch your travel dollars by using points and miles. Now, we've really been into this year over the last 8 or 12 months or so. And we've been signing up for all kinds of credit cards and every loyalty program there is for hotels, and just gradually racking up points and then buying points when they go on sale, and then transferring points and so forth to make our travel dollars go further. So what I'm going to do is today I want to talk to you about what our upcoming trip is and how we used points to our advantage and how you can do the same thing. Okay, so here's our trip plan and how we did this. Our first flight is on American Airlines from Knoxville through Charlotte to Frankfurt. And we're using points that we transferred from our Capital One Venture X card to American Airlines so that we could upgrade our flight from economy or even premium economy to business class. So we're going to be flying business class on American Airlines. And that by using our points, that flight round trip for the two of us cost $3,392. Now, I looked to see if you wanted to buy that same trip, that same round trip, if you were going to do that this week, that same trip would cost $12,192. So that's an $8,800 savings by doing it the way we did. Now, okay, a couple of caveats. One, we bought our ticket a while ago, so they were cheaper then. And secondly, we would never pay $12,000 to fly, even if it's business class. I mean, that's, for an 8-hour trip, that is just not worth it. So anyway, so we think that's pretty cool. So we leveraged our miles by using that. Earlier this year, we bought a boatload of IHG points. Now, IHG is the hotel chain that includes Intercontinental, Holiday Inn, Indigo. There's a number of hotel brands that are under the IHG umbrella. And they went on sale for 100% bonus around the end of the year or so. I think it was in December. So we bought as many as we could. Now, buying points that way is sometimes not a good idea. And I worked it out, and you have to figure out what the value of those points are. IHG, for example, is running a program right now where it's an 80% bonus. Well, 80% bonus just about makes it even as to what you're not saving. The point is, you're not saving any money by if it's an 80% bonus. Sure, you're getting a bunch of points, and if you need them for something, then okay, that makes sense. But it has to be at least 100% to have it make it work. So the cents per mile really went down or cents per point really went down when we bought those in bulk. So anyway, so we're using those IHG points wherever we can on our trip. Now we're taking a 3-month trip. We're going to stay that first night in Frankfurt at a Holiday Inn using IHG points. And then the next day we fly to Latvia, Riga, Latvia. On that flight, we're flying Air Baltic. Air Baltic flies direct from Riga to Frankfurt. And unfortunately, we're not able to use any points, but it was $347 for the two of us, so that wasn't too bad. Our first 5 nights in Riga will be at an AC Hotel. Now, AC Hotel is a Marriott brand. We had a bunch of Marriott points stashed, and so we're going to use all of the Marriott points we have left for those 5 nights. Now, with the Marriott program, you stay 5 nights, you pay for 4, the 5th night is free. So that's why we're doing that. Then, at the end of those 5 nights, we will have exhausted all of our Marriott points. So then we're going to spend the next 2 nights in Riga at a core hotel, which unfortunately we've used up all our points on that. So it will not be with points, but will be accumulating some more Accor points, which we'll use later. And Accor includes Ibis, Mercure, Sofitel, Novotel. There's a number of well-known brands which are especially useful when traveling in Europe. From Riga, we fly direct to Edinburgh on an inexpensive Ryanair flight that cost us $219 for the two of us one way. We're going to stay 4 nights at the Hotel Indigo Princes Street in Edinburgh. That's an IHG brand. So under IHG's program, if you spend 4 nights, you're only paying for 3, and you get that 4th night free. So that's why we're doing 4 nights at that hotel. From Edinburgh, then we leave on another leg of our trip, probably the most exciting part of this whole trip. We're flying on a charter plane to Longyearbyen, Svalbard, in the Svalbard archipelago, which is north of the Arctic Circle, administered somewhat jointly by Norway and Russia. And we'll spend 21 days there. We'll be boarding an expedition ship and spending 21 days tootling around the Svalbard Peninsula, getting off in zodiacs and getting onto land and looking for the elusive polar bear. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Then when we return to Longyearbyen, we fly back to Edinburgh. We stay 2 more nights. This time, one of the nights is included in our cruise fare. So that's pretty swanky. We're going to be staying at the Intercontinental Hotel in Edinburgh. Then we're going to stay a second night at the Intercon using our IHG points. So that 2-night stay is free. So far, so good. From Edinburgh, we're taking another inexpensive Ryanair flight direct to Rome, and we'll be spending 1 night in a Mercure hotel in Civitavecchia, which is where the port is. And Mercure is an Accor hotel, so we'll be gathering points for that stay. From the port of Civitavecchia, then we're taking a 14-day Mediterranean cruise. We normally wouldn't take 2 cruises like this back to back, but it ended up being about $130 per person per day on Holland America, so that one was a hard one to pass up. And on that 14-day cruise, we're going to visit a couple places that we've never been. It's going to go to Tunisia, it's going to go to Sardinia, we've never been there, and a couple of other places where we've never been, besides places where we already have been. But we thought, wow, what a great way to kick off the summer. After that cruise, we're taking another cheap flight to Bucharest, Romania, and we'll spend 4 nights at the Holiday Inn Bucharest before spending another 3 weeks in Romania, taking buses and trains going from place to place. Our favorite hotel brands are hard to find in Romania. So, for example, trying to find IHG, trying to find Marriott, even Accor sometimes can be a challenge. But we're going to stay in those kinds of hotels whenever we can. We're going to be spending 5 nights in Sibiu. I don't know if I've got that pronunciation down right, but I'm sure I will by the time I get there. We're staying there in a Mercure hotel, which will be accumulating some points for us. Then we're going to take a train from Romania to the capital of Moldova, Chisinau, for 5 days, and then we're going to fly to Sofia, Bulgaria for 3 nights at the Sofia Intercontinental, again, then using IHG points. So staying at a 5-star hotel, for points that we paid, I don't want to say, very little for when they went on sale last year. Then a 5-hour bus trip to Skopje, North Macedonia for the final week of our trip, where we're going to stay at the Holiday Inn using points. Our final European flight will be from Skopje to Frankfurt on Croatia Airlines. Now for this flight, we're going to be using Avianca Life Miles. Now you might wonder, why in the heck are we using Avianca? Avianca is a Colombian airline, but Avianca is part of Star Alliance, and sometimes, more often than not, going through Avianca and using Avianca points can get you a booking on a Star Alliance flight. So Croatia is Star Alliance, so we're able to use our Avianca points for that. So that's essentially a free flight. And Avianca is one of the better values of points that you can use. Some other ones are Air Canada's Aeroplan, British Airways, Avios. We can save that for another discussion, but Avianca can be a pretty good deal, and fortunately we were able to make it work this time. So the point I'm trying to make is that sign up for airline programs, hotel loyalty programs, wherever you can, and look for these sales to accumulate points. Some people say don't buy airline points ahead of time unless you're just kind of rounding up and have a specific flight in mind, because these are points. They're not real money, they're currency, they represent real money, but there are times when airlines especially will devalue points, and then you're kind of hosed. But we figured with IHG, where we got a bunch of them, and also with Avianca, we're taking our chance on that, but figure with the amount of points we bought on Avianca, we can be flying a lot during the rest of the year and presumably into next year by using the points that we have built up. So that's the plan that we have in place. There are some good websites where you can check out what the value of points are. And one of those is the Points Guy. And they put out all the time, and they revise it every month, the value of all of these different programs' points in cents per point. So you can kind of figure out if you're getting these or if you're using them in lieu of paying cash, how many points you're using, what does that really end up in terms of dollars and cents? Does that compare favorably what you would be paying if you were actually paying in real currency? And you can make some good bargains if you're looking at it that way. Okay, so that's it for today. That's the preview of our upcoming trip. I'd be really interested in knowing what some of the hacks are or tips that you guys have for using miles and points when you're booking your flights. And be sure and put those in the comments, and we can share that and all make better travel decisions. So there we go. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.